But yeah, so like we're pretty much just getting like that. What's going on? I'm still slightly blind no matter how close I get to the screen.
I got my glasses on.
And that glare bothers the hell out of me.
Oh.
Stop! Get away! Don't want to see that bitch.
Hey.
All right. We are back. Media Marauders. This is episode 205.
It is.
All jokes aside. How's it going, everyone? This is Media Marauders. We're back. We're coming back. We're in the full effect, ready for the next ep. You know, we freestyle. Y'all want to freestyle real quick?
Rhymes?
I can do it.
Y'all want to do it real quick?
No?
All right, that's the next episode. Okay, we're coming back from a character development, and we had a discussion on character development and story progression, and I felt like I had a lot of segue, and I kind of swayed you guys' opinion. I felt like I was really attacking it correctly. Yeah, I see we are all agreeing. Before we start, please click like and subscribe to our channel, and also don't forget that little bell button to notify you for every update that we come with. So yes, all right. Today we're having a new discussion. James, you were the one that came up with this discussion, so please, introduction.
All right, everyone. Our discussion for today is superheroes and villains. Who do we like the most? You know, our top iconic ones that we grew up with, that ones that resonated with us, that we always wanted to see, that had the most impact. And my list is kind of long. It could be from comic books to, anime, to manga, which is part of anime, and also to video games and stuff like that. So as far as comics go, we can go with Darkseid. I have Darkseid, Doomsday, and Thanos. Of course, these are big names. Thanos was in the last Marvel movie, which is fine. But, Darkseid and Doomsday, after doing some little research, I realized those two had met each other back in the day before Darkseid even became Darkseid, which is kind of interesting to me. I didn't know that. I don't know what Earth this is or what universe this is, but those two actually met each other before Darkseid became Darkseid. So I like Doomsday because he ended up killing Superman. And I guess they killed each other. And, that was iconic to me because Superman's so strong, besides the kryptonite thing like that. But the battle was real, like, comics or movie or just a TV show or a cartoon episode. So I really like that a lot, especially because Superman's so strong and Doomsday was knocking out everybody, basically. And even if he got beat, he would still get back up and be right back at it. But coming to Darkseid, same thing, fighting all powerful, knocking everybody out. Nobody had any chance against him. So
real quick, Darkseid is a villain, right?
Yeah, Darkseid is definitely a villain.
Okay,
yeah.
For the ones that don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna need some context. I was like, who?
Yeah.
I was like, what universe is he from? But you said Superman, so I caught up quickly.
Yeah, so Darkseid, he was Apocalypse. Yeah, Darkseid was leading Apocalypse, the round, gray, orange universe, or I guess planet type thing. Other one is Thanos, and I like Thanos because of his old backstory. And basically, he kind of seems like an anti-villain to me / hero because he had his own whole speculation on how he wanted to lead the universe. Like he had his whole plot set out. It's like, hey, I want to be able to, help everybody. But his way of helping everybody was sick and twisted by wiping out half of everybody, essentially. And the way he did it, he killed anybody that ever opposed him in his path. Even if he possibly loved them, he didn't care. He threw them to the wayside. That said, he was truly believing how he felt and what he wanted to progress with. So when it comes to a TV show villain, I'm gonna have to go with Gus Fring. Our friends from Breaking Bad. Oh man, this man was so smooth. He was so smooth. Like that chicken, man sold chicken with a button up and a tie, looking all nice and clean. Next thing you know, just do some mafia, rolling up our cartel, selling drugs on the side, and like rolling people. So awesome. He played the role so well.
I was gonna say, is this somebody you aspired to be? But then you said, drug cartel.
No, not
Not like a G.
Yo, he was a G though. He's a G all day. He's a G. Not to be long-winded, when it comes to my superheroes, Wolverine. Always loved Wolverine. He is shred anybody. At the same time, he's fighting for the good guys on the X-Men. When they discovered him. I love Iron Man because how smart he is and everything he did, working with all the different superheroes with the Avengers and stuff like that. I was always watching his cartoons and reading the comics for him.
He's an alcoholic too.
Yes, and a chronic cigar smoker.
I won't deal with the cigars, but like the alcoholic part, I can go with that. I can rock with that because he's so smart and he helped everybody in his sick, twisted way as well.
Canadian whiskey.
He was definitely egotistical, and he did basically whatever he wanted because he thought he could do anything. He was unstoppable, even though that was very not true.
You that motherfucker when you 5'2" and you bag all the hottest X-Men women in your whole fucking 5'2", hairy as hell, and just smells bad, and you still bagging females.
Right.
But that's real quick. Sorry.
But he was clean though. Like I definitely all this like cartoons, especially watching the cartoons, all the villains and everything he fought. Iron Man was a shit for me. And then the last and final hero, which I guess you'd call an anti-hero as well, is from a video game, God of War, Kratos. Kratos is a monster. So basically, he's so strong, he's taking down gods and titans. I mean, but he's doing all for his passion, his role, family, whatever.
Kratos. God himself?
You said what?
He's a god himself.
Well, he became a god.
Yeah,
he became a god. Yeah, first he was getting helped by Athena, then he became a god, if I remember that correctly. So yeah,
Zeus was already his father, so he's sort of like a demigod. Or
kind of like Hercules.
Yeah, pretty much.
So they were brothers.
Yeah, they're brothers.
Yeah, but he got betrayed though, so he fought Hercules too. I thought
destroyed Hercules.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Hold on now, hold on.
There's no such thing as Hercules anymore.
Well, if you beat Hercules, he got destroyed. If you beat him anyway.
Have y'all played God of War 3, right?
Yeah. I was trying to recall. I just couldn't remember it because it's been some years. I got to jump on God of War 4. I'm ready for that right after Final Fantasy 7. But that's my list.
Pretty good.
I want to ask for Thanos. The nerd in me wants to ask: are you speaking on the movie Thanos or the comic book Thanos? Because there's two different.
I'm speaking on both. I'm speaking on both because I know he loved Lady Death and he was just trying to impress her. But at the same time, I know he had his whole egotistical way about culling the universe or universes. So.
Ooh, good word. I like that.
So what was the main difference? What did the movie do that was
in the movie? In the movie version, he was trying to call the Earth as if not Earth, sorry, the universe, and seeing that there was too much going on in the universe, and so to help the universe prosper, quote unquote, he erased half the universe to make it come back to life in a perspective. In the comic books, he was just powerful and wanted to impress Lady Death, and he wanted to court Lady Death to get her appreciation and to love her at the same time.
But she loved Deadpool.
Yep, so did he have the same agenda?
Yep. Huh?
He had the same agenda?
No, it's not the same agenda. He wanted to actually show his affection and love for Death, Lady Death.
By creating more death.
He's not in the movie. He's just trying to call the universe because he sees it going down a spiral where it can't heal itself. So for his perspective, he's doing something good by calling 50% of the universe.
So pretty much in the comic book, he was just a straight up bad guy trope.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was more lame.
My thing about the movies though is that I think they still could have added the Lady Death partner and they could have built from that, but they could have combined those two together. That could have been his way to impress Lady Death, but he also had that. But I get that Lady Death hasn't been introduced and everything, so it's a little different.
It'll be a little tough. I think it'll be tough.
I think not to deter too much. Like we said earlier, that Deadpool is pretty much Lady, or just Death. I mean, we call her Lady Death, but she's just known as Death.
Yeah.
and she has like a serious thing for Deadpool. I think it's the whole reason that he can't die or something. They have just a weird, very twisted relationship for each other.
Yeah.
And they're saying, you know, there's a fan theory, or there might be a theory going around that in the Steph or Deadpool, what's his wife's name? His dead fiance.
I can't think of his name now.
I can't remember.
They're saying that she might be deaf the whole entire time.
What?
Yeah, that's one theory that people are passing around, that they could try to bring her into the Marvel universe with, because Thanos could still be a part of it or whatever.
It's not a bad theory.
Nah.
That wouldn't be a bad theory at all.
There's a lot of stuff out there.
But was she in heaven? Was she in heaven in the movie? Oh, sorry, distracted.
No. She wasn't in heaven. It's like she was in limbo the whole time. Like,
all right, that's right.
It was in Deadpool's mind. So you don't know what the fuck happens in that guy's mind.
Yeah.
Got it. Remember it now.
All right, who's next? I mean,
I'm gonna let Nigel. Let's go for it, Nigel.
Kind of like school, huh? I wasn't right there.
Raise your hand, motherfucker. No, actually, yeah, Nigel. I kind of have an idea with that shirt, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, all right, I guess I'll start with villains. So, y'all seen Popeye, right? It's like, no.
Yeah. Brutus? What's his name? Brutus, right?
No, I was joking, though. No, but I always, ever since I was younger, I always was fascinated with Venom from the Spider-Man series. And I think it was from the animated series that grabbed me the most, because I didn't watch the comics. You got that on back there?
Yep.
Damn it. Okay, find out.
Disney Plus,
I see it, okay.
No, but the Venom saga from the animated series, like, I remember watching those episodes, like, on repeat, because we, like, recorded it on the VHS, and it was just dope to me how Eddie Brock's hatred for Peter Parker, the way it just built up, as well as the symbiote being rejected by Peter Parker, them coming together to make like the ultimate villain for Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and it was just, it was kind of just dope how they put that together. And I remember seeing him working out, like while he was working out, he was getting bigger. I was like, God damn it, maybe you want to hit the weight. When I was
I mean, Eddie Brock was already brolic.
He was.
Who definitely made him even swole.
Exactly, and that's what I hated about the third Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. They had a shrimp.
Oh, we don't name him. We don't name him in this.
Yeah.
You gotta edit his name out.
I literally stopped having nightmares about that movie. Don't ever bring it up again.
It had such a.
You know what's crazy? You mentioned Venom is that fact that like I almost put Venom on my list because like just watching Spider-Man. Yeah. How many people Venom fought? Like I was always looking at that.
Exactly right.
He's on my list a little bit.
He's not on everybody's list.
Venom is one of the best one of the most anti-heroes, because he was a supervillain for a good portion, and then I think when the 90s when he first was, or the 80s, I think he was first introduced.
Yeah.
He was a villain for a long run.
Yeah. And then the anti-Venom came in, and that was a great fucking moment in Spider-Man. But sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. No, but there's a whole backstory to all the symbiotes that I need to educate myself on, because I know it's pretty damn broad, and I think they're gonna bring that up with the new movies. I know they're bringing Carnage in, but I don't know what direction they're gonna take it. I hope they do a good job. They did a good job with that movie. I felt like they did a good job.
I thought they did.
Mainly the visuals. The visuals of that movie, they really got me. As far as the storyline and the route they took, not being one-to-one with the animated series or the comics, but I think they did a good job.
Well, just to chime in a little bit about the movie, I haven't watched it. Need to get around to watch it. But a lot of people said their complaints about it. I feel like they don't know Venom that well.
Yeah. The majority of the complaints for this.
The fact that he was Bane at one point.
The most of the complaints came from Tom Hardy mumbling through movies and scenes. So a lot of people didn't like that he was known for that, and plus he just came off of being Bane. So a lot of people put that in the association of the movie too. But
That's so
fair enough. He does mumble sometimes.
From what I heard, a lot of people said they didn't like the fact that they had the humor in it.
I thought it added to it. I thought it was pretty good.
But
I like that.
A lot of people didn't like the humor, but I'm like, when people were saying that, I was like, well, then you don't know Venom, because Venom is a humorous.
He's very
character.
dark. Yeah, he's very dark.
All the symbiotes.
Yeah, dark humor. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when I read the comics, that's what I've seen as well. So I don't know what they're complaining about.
Because they all come from Peter Parker's type of humor.
I personally didn't enjoy the movie. I'm gonna be real. I'll put that out there. It's not even. I can never put my finger on why exactly I didn't like that film. The fact that it was set in San Francisco did not bother me because originally that's where Eddie Brock is from, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense to have him in his origin story where he started off being his journal. Well, not where he started off, but where he was so popular with his journalism until he was forced to go to New York, like almost how the movie did. It's just. I don't know what it was. I like Tom Hardy. I like him. I honestly do. I see him on a TV show called Taboo. I'm not trying to deter, but like it's just something about that film just did not.
Was it their relationship? Was it Eddie Brock?
No, because it was pretty good. Because the symbiote is that's where the humor comes from. The symbiote's the one that really has that humor inside because of Peter Parker.
It's because Peter Parker wasn't in it.
But in consideration, though, they didn't follow that they didn't follow that origin story.
No, they retconned that whole origin story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because the symbiote's legitimately from a whole another planet, and there's a god in there and everything. It's just
So Nigel, if you decide to research on the background of it, you'll learn that Deadpool actually wore Venom first before Spider-Man.
What?
Yeah,
they changed it up like that. I did not know that.
They retconned it. They retconned it a few. I want to say maybe. Don't quote me on it. 2017 and 18. But Deadpool had put on the symbiote before Spider-Man. Then Spider-Man did, and then Venom.
So you said they did that in 18? You said they did it in 2018?
I think 2018 or 17. Like I said, don't quote me on it. But that's where they retconned it because of a certain everybody gets a certain time to write stories for different heroes and villains.
Yeah.
So someone retconned it to where Venom, the symbiote, bonded to Deadpool first. Then it bonded to Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man to Eddie Brock.
Okay, so when I read the original origin story, that's definitely not like that. So okay,
that's why I was saying a lot has changed. Like I was trying to tell Nigel, a lot has changed, and they actually have more information on what the symbiotes are.
I actually like that.
Also, I think there's like a symbiote god named Null.
Yeah,
Knull. That actually went to war with the astro gods such as Odin, and Norse gods and them like that. And actually, I think recently he tried to come to Earth, or he's on his way to Earth apparently in the comic book. But like I said,
oh, word, that sounds interesting.
Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
All right.
Okay. What else you got more information, though, Nigel?
So I don't got heroes. I'm sorry, I really don't have any heroes, but I do have other villains. But I'd like to give other people a chance to talk. I was gonna say the other two villains I had, not to speak on them too deeply, but were, I guess he's a villain. Itachi. Is he a villain or a hero?
Itachi?
Right? The fact that you have to ask yourself that question is what really
anti-hero?
No, he's a hero. He's a war hero.
What? Itachi?
Yeah. He did what
the way he's presented throughout the whole series, though. Throughout the whole series, the way he's viewed changes so much. You know what I mean? I know what happened at the end of it all, but the route you take with him, he's presented as a villain early on.
Yeah.
He killed the whole clan, yada, yada. They start picking apart the story and piecemealing it to you, and you start finding out,
that
he starts unfolding. His character starts unfolding.
It's like, like his whole clan decided they wanted to be, racist, and he kills all of them.
So he took them out. But
I mean, technically,
he's a hero.
He's a hero?
Yeah.
But within perspective,
to hold it, he's a hero.
Yeah, as a character.
From Konoha, he's a hero. From the
Uchihas, he's a villain.
Uchihas, he's a villain.
A traitor and a villain.
Yeah.
Because they were betraying them. They were trading first, traitors first, trying to start civil war.
Mm-hmm.
Still your
and
family,
he did what he had to do for the country,
bro.
Got to hold the country down. You can't be.
I mean, it's tough, man, because he kept the secret. Well, not secret. Well, actually, he did keep it secret. He kept a really good ass secret as a double agent, and he did what he felt he had to do was right for overall. But like I said, perspective plays a big role in that, though, because technically he was a villain because he was with the Akatsuki. So
yeah, so whatever he was doing there, like he had to be killing other people too, right? He helped him get.
Yeah, it was an inside job, but he was still doing it for Konoha. Yeah. He was doing it all for. No, he was mainly what we have to keep in mind with Itachi, not to stay on this too long, is that he saved his brother. He was supposed to kill everyone.
He was the only one that he couldn't kill.
He couldn't do it.
And he actually made his brother stronger by making him hate him. You know what I mean?
By manipulation, yeah.
And that's so, yeah.
That shit was cold, man. I love
it.
That whole fight was ridiculous.
The depth of his character is insane to me. But
yeah, it is.
I just wanted to bring him up because depending on where you're at in the story or how you viewed him, he could fall in either category. You know, and depending on how you look at it.
And there was the other thing, you know, he kept tabs on Orochimaru too.
Yep.
True.
Yep.
So
yeah.
You know, it's still fucked up that he let his brother be experimented on though.
Orochimaru was mixing at that point. He stole him at that point. So I think Itachi would have killed him if he caught him.
Yeah.
Motherfucker that looks, sounds, and acts like a damn pedophile. First of all.
And if Itachi would have caught him, he would have killed him.
I think it's kind of crazy how like I guess it's a spoiler, but I'm pretty sure people know about Naruto by now because it's completed. That how like, you know, Itachi only lost to Sasuke because it was his time, which is kind of crazy.
I think
he had to give his eyes and everything like that. So
he's a training genius. He was a genius and he trained. There was no way Sasuke's gonna catch up on him.
No way. That's all I think.
Sacrifice his fucking eyes for his own little brother, man. That's big brother mode time.
Yeah, thanks for that, brother. All right.
That's crazy. So you good, Naj? You said you have another one, right? You just wanted to cut real quick, or was that it?
Yeah, the other one, the other villain I was gonna say is I know y'all are tired of talking about Dragon Ball Z, but I still think Cell was the best villain out of the whole series.
My man.
Regardless of how strong other characters have come along the series, none of them have been a better villain in my eyes than Cell. The way he played all the characters, he played against everybody's weaknesses in order to beat them. He kept beating everybody at their own game. He beat Piccolo at his own game. He beat Vegeta and Trunks at their own game. Now
How did he beat Piccolo in his own game?
Back when they was fighting?
He shot over the special beam cannon, didn't he?
Let me think. So when Piccolo came, after he fused with Kami, to go fight Cell was just sucking up all the humans, all homo.
Yeah, he was still imperfect.
All of them.
He kept getting stronger and stronger. But he was fighting. He may not have been winning the fight, but I think he did a solar flare or something and was able to escape and go absorb 17.
17. Yeah.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think so because Tien came in, right? Did Tien get there?
After he absorbed 17, that's when Tien came.
Well, I thought somebody arrived on the scene with them two fighting. I thought somebody came to the scene at the same time, though.
I think it was the androids.
It was 17 and 18. Okay. 17 got sucked up, 18 ran off, or he was about to suck up 18 and she ran off.
Maybe he got lucky. Maybe in the middle of the fight he got lucky. Mm-hmm. But either way, I think Cell just his tactics. Look at Max. Like, no, I ain't buying it.
I hated Cell, man. I'm sorry. I hated Cell.
You hated him?
Cell.
Come on, man.
I was so happy when Gohan destroyed him, man. I thought he should have been destroyed so many times. Vegeta should have destroyed him. Trunks should have destroyed him. When Vegeta did, what was the final blast? What was it? What was
Final Flash?
Yeah.
Final Flash should have erased him. He should have been erased.
Exactly, right? But you know what? He didn't.
Cell was played on it.
All those times he should have lost. All those times he should have lost. He came up on top on all of them.
And you got to remember, he gave Goku his wish, a reason not to go home.
Exactly.
Yo, that's recap on episode 1. Episode
2. I'll be your father.
That's a stand-up fellow right there, man.
There you go. You know, we run another subject back for our last shows.
That's a little callback for the ones that don't know. A little flex on y'all real quick. Y'all want to know for sure. That's episode 2 of the Media Marauders. Quick plug real quick. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But that's all I got, y'all. That's all I bring to the table.
All right. Thomas. One.
Recording.
Oh,
all right. So Palmer, what you got for? Palmer. Sorry, Mr. Thomas. What you got for us?
All right. So I'm gonna go with some of my 3 favorite villains. Starting off with a really kind of unknown one is Luca Blight from the Suikoden 2 game.
Okay.
This dude, I'm telling you, he's the definition of villain. dude rolls in there, has not one redeeming quality to him that says, hey, I'm a good person. Like, he just does being a villain right. Like, slaughters villages for no reason other than he wanted war. And, hey, if I kill these people, no one's going to care. Has a junior army troop that follows under his kingdom, sacrifices them because he wants the war to start off. So he kills like a whole bunch of them.
Holy
and
shit.
Then let someone in like the lead live, just to say like someone else did it. Like he's like, yeah, I'm gonna let you live, but you're gonna have to blame someone else for this. So I'm like, do straight beef.
He's just pure darkness.
Pure darkness.
Sounds like
just evil.
Tells the person at some point, he tells like this lady and her child, like, all right, if you crawl around and oink like a pig, I'll let you live. She does it, kills a child, then her. You just keep it moving. Like, villain. Like,
this is a video game?
Yeah. Suikoden 2.
Suikoden
2. It was an RPG back on PlayStation. Had like 108 characters in it. And like, good game. Good game. But number 2, it's already been talked about, is Venom. Venom has been my favorite since the comic book days when he uttered the phrase, "I'll eat your brains."
Fuck Venom.
yeah.
When you tell someone that, like, what can they do? That like,
and then follow through.
Like you
like, yeah,
Exactly. Follow through, yeah.
like Venom has done some things as a villain. Anti-hero Venom, he's cool, but villain Venom was where it was at. Like that's when he just kind of did things his own way, knocked people out when he wanted to. Pretty much, had that weird infatuation with Spider-Man. Still does.
Yes, very weird.
Yeah.
I needed protection.
Well, because the symbiote is in love with Spider-Man, and then Eddie Brock hates Spider-Man. So
yeah, love-hate relationship.
Yeah, so that gets kind of weird. But then my number 1, Sephiroth.
Don't take Sephiroth lightly. Noted.
Sephiroth, as they
You know what? Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Come on now.
I'm one fan in here, Thomas. Get the fuck
These
out
are
of
my
here.
favorite characters.
You got to.
1997. From
My God.
like he is like, I'm telling you, out of all characters, good, bad, he's been one of like my top characters' favorite since then. Since like
He's got charisma.
yeah, he does. I would follow him. I'm like, you know what? Let's murk this planet. Let's do this.
He
He's
has
got
this he has this shit-eating grin that I want to wipe off his fucking face, man.
But you know what?
I hate
Though?
it so much.
But you know what? Not one person can like by themselves give that dude the hands.
No.
Get him a what?
Give them the hands. Not one person give them the hands by themselves. It takes teams to drop this dude.
Yeah,
Squall wasn't in that game.
Who?
it's Squall.
Get out of here.
I get him out of here.
You and your muffled voice. Get out of here.
Well, I'm like,
Let me open this up.
that one scene from the Village of the Ancients when he dealt out that swift justice to that ancient.
Swift justice.
I was like, I'm rocking on his team from here on.
Yo, are you team Sephiroth did nothing wrong? Are you doing this?
He's not. He's doing what Barrett and them can do, saving the planet for himself.
Oh.
Mr. Thomas, you are an exquisite man.
Thank you.
First of all,
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
oh man,
I haven't finished the game, so I don't know his whole thing. So maybe my opinion might change once I finish the game.
You'll learn soon enough, newcomer.
5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't know.
We're not going off honestly. We're going off OG Sephiroth. I'll say fuck him. But if we're going off remake Sephiroth, we might have to discuss.
OG Sephiroth is the bad guy that they,
I don't know.
He laid the blueprint for mad bad guys after that.
Explain, please. I need the
Black
explanation,
Panther.
or at least some kind of semblance where I can understand that.
Well, Sephiroth, you know, he like what I like the most about him is he is a bad guy doing what he wants for that own. Like he's just following his own path, doing what he wants. He don't care about the people who raised him. He doesn't care about the people he used to swear loyalty to. He's just doing what he feels is right and controlling a lot of people to do it as he sees fit.
Jesus.
That's right.
That's a megalomaniac, is what you just explained.
So when you watch shows, do you just, watch for the villain? Because I'll watch for the hero. You're way too in on Sephiroth.
Oh, no, I am not a fan of too many heroes.
Me neither.
There is a short list of heroes I bang with. Although the only other hero I bang with, and I'll stick to Final Fantasy VII, but I won't go too deep on him, is Zack. Zack Fair, the only character.
My dude. That's my
one of the highest ranked heroes in my mind. I won't go into that. Because, there's a lot of spoilers in there.
Yeah. Mr.
I
Ice
wonder how
Game
they
Price
add
is
that to
core
the
up there.
When
I wonder how
everyone
they're gonna add that
finishes,
to the new games, man. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it gets added in.
once
Vincent.
everyone finds what? Go ahead.
Nope, Vincent. That's all I got to say.
The guy who lost his girl to Hojo? Huh?
All right, first, all right, hold on. I do want to have a discussion about Final Fantasy Remake, all of it from the beginning, or like just your highlights. That's going to be one thing I do want to have on this channel. So just putting that out there.
So 222.
Once everyone finishes.
I think they're all pretty close.
Gotta go buy it now.
Wow.
No, it's.
You got to
I
start
would suggest it. Honestly, I would suggest getting it. But
Same.
so you got anybody else, Thomas?
No, Sephiroth's the top of the list. Luca Blight, he's up there. Venom's up there too, but yeah. So if you ever get a chance though, check out Suikoden 2, old school 16-bit RPG. Tells the horrors of war, but somehow has a villain that you cannot side with if you don't like villains. And Venom, because Venom rocks, and Sephiroth, because he's just OG.
Man, you're right.
Yes.
Man,
Uses 20 bottles of hair shampoo to get his hair that glistening.
Thank you, right?
Maybe that's why I really hate him, because he has hair that lustrous and long.
See, he could share his hair if you joined him. Just saying.
You can join the Sephiroth too.
He probably would share his hair. Let's be real.
This is a choice, all right?
It's a bad choice.
It's genetics. It's genetics. I can't do nothing about this.
Your genetics chose it.
All right.
So that's all you got, Thomas?
Yeah, that's it. But one honorable mention, Darth Vader. Okay, keep it moving.
Darth Vader?
You would.
Oh,
You
Honorable
would.
mention?
Honorable mention.
Nah, I mean, he was a child of prophecy, I guess, technically.
Sephiroth.
Technically, yeah, true. Right. So.
Oh, we're back? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Are we off this conversation now? All right.
All right. King, what you got for us?
All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and make everybody upset here, because I just want to say y'all are villain lovers, but y'all aren't really villain lovers like me, okay, guys? I'm just going to put it out there, all right? I realize that y'all really do like villains. Y'all say I like villains, but I'm going to name a few for y'all. I'm going to start with the very first one on my list that I really do like is Bruce Wayne.
Damn.
I can see it. I can see it.
Explain to you why he's a villain.
Yes.
We have no more subscribers. Like, there's no one else.
I'm going to say Bruce Wayne. I'm going to tell you why and what perspective I'm going to bring to you on this table.
Because you know how to kill everybody.
Shut up. But it's interesting you said that, because you know why? Bruce Wayne really did kill everybody, because the Bruce Wayne I'm talking about is the Batman who laughs.
Ooh.
You see? That Bruce Wayne lost it. The minute the Joker from the Dark Universe, well, let me back up a little bit. During the Dark Metal series of the DC Universe, where the Dark Universe Batman came together to Batman's world, there was one, which is the Batman who laughs. His background origin is where Joker actually succeeds in getting Bruce Wayne / Batman to kill him. And so in the midst of snapping the Joker's neck, the Joker had if I say it properly, he had something implanted in him in his heart / system where when he died, he released nanotechnology
Like
for his
nanites?
personality to lead into the person whoever kills him. And so he finally got his wish to where Batman killed him, and slowly but surely he started turning into the Joker.
Jesus.
So, I like this one because you finally get what everyone's been asking for. The Joker to die, which some people said Batman will never cross that line, but he finally does it. And then you get another replacement Joker, but you get the replacement in Bruce Wayne. So Bruce Wayne, as I said, is one of my favorite villains. He's just one of them now because of the fact he is the Batman who laughs. So what he does first is so funny because he tries to get all the kids that the Joker had turned crazy and try to find a serum for him. But in the midst of him doing so, he doesn't really try to find a serum. He brings his whole Bat family into his Bat cave and lets them know that he finally got, he's actually intoxicated with Joker's DNA in him. And they think he's they're going to help him change back to Batman / Bruce Wayne, when in reality, he just kills all of them in the damn Bat cave.
Not Mr. Grayson.
Yeah, he kills Grayson too. Every single one of them. All his sidekicks. And then the crazy part about it is he turns he turns Damian into one of his he has these pet robins that he uses. And so the key word to training them or to having their trance, he says crowbar for them to stop.
Oh wow, that's fucked up.
Joker beating what's his name with a crowbar?
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd with a crowbar.
That's so
crazy,
fucked
right?
Up.
So he's my favorite because he actually was the leader of the whole Dark Knights and all the Batmen that were of different origins or different multi-universes. So that's one of them, which is actually a good one, wasn't it? I thought I was going to say Bruce Wayne as in the real Batman, right? I got that one.
The bait and switch.
Oh, man. It's a good one. So my other one I'm going to say, I thought about it kind of hard, but at the same time I had to think about it. And I think I had to say my second would be Sosuke Aizen off of Bleach.
Oh,
yeah.
Another charismatic villain.
I'm shutting down Media Marauders, bro. I can't do this no more.
Yo, that was such a good one though. He didn't even get killed. He didn't even get killed.
I'll say this: people have issues with him because they feel like everything he planned out really couldn't be planned out that good. But I just like him because of the fact he waited so long to do what he wanted to do. He even tricked I can't think of his name, but old boy that has a giant smile all the time with the bangs and the long hair from his flashback. He was so close to his captain that he kept him so close to him that he didn't even know he was playing him from the beginning. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, I forgot his name too.
He's one of the Visor Lords, Vizords.
Yeah, the Vizords.
Yeah, one of the Vizords, whatnot.
Ulquiorra.
What was it?
What?
Ulquiorra.
That's his name, Ulquiorra?
Yeah, green eyes.
Okay, yeah, there's that one. Yeah.
Oh.
So I like Aizen, especially because of his power set. He's using magic, not magic. He's using spells no one even thought of using. That's like level 99,000, and people are like, "Oh, he's there with one hand, huh?" Yep. That's how it's going down, man. That's how it's going down. He's a master manipulator. He has super fucking spelling out the ass, spells to cast out the ass.
Yeah.
And then he never released his Bankai, so you never knew what his Bankai was. He was always using his Shiki. Never. Imagine people let go of his Bankai. Imagine that.
He wouldn't even be in the prison if he let go of Jack. Honestly, for real.
Exactly.
He probably would have changed reality. Reality probably would have been wiped.
Look, I'm telling you, man. He even thought ahead of time to put I'm pronouncing his name wrong too. Yamamoto. He put Yamamoto's Bankai away immediately. He was waiting for him to release his. He was like,
"Yup,
that's it, bitch. Let's do it now."
But he saw him as a threat. That's the only reason why he did that.
Exactly. Well, you got to play the part. You got to play dumb to get the smart person out the way. That's all I'm going to say. But Aizen's so bad, they had to ask him for help in the final chapters of the Bleach. That's all.
That's how bad he is. Yep, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's facts.
That's how bad he is.
That's my second one, which is really a good one, by the way, too, because he had a whole bunch of people. He didn't trust no fucking body, by the way, either. He didn't trust anybody. But
villain. It's a good villain.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Thomas. I appreciate that. So my third one, I'm going to say, is on the coast of the symbiote. I'm going to go with Carnage. I like Carnage.
Oh my
Cassidy.
God.
Yeah.
What's up?
Cassidy's a
Classic
fucking
guy,
horrible
right?
person.
So I like Carnage now because I was like, while we were telling Nigel earlier, if you read the background research of the symbiotes now, they have a better retcon / background of what they are now. I can't think of the name of them now. I can't think because I was reading it earlier. But Carnage anyway is just pure craziness. Anyway, being stuck in jail, an insane asylum, and get an opportunity to have a symbiote, which is the son of Venom, by the way.
Mhm.
Daddy issues out the yin yang.
Mhm.
So you got someone such as Carnage that can change his weaponry at will with his hands, kills for no reason, doesn't even care about Venom nor Spider-Man, but he had the audacity to hold the team of not Sinister Six, but when he went through the total Absolute Carnage episodes of the comics, where he has Shriek behind him, Doppelganger, Demo Goblin.
Toxic.
Yeah,
Oh, you talking old school.
Yeah, that's 90s right there.
Yo, just waiting to kill Spider-Man. So I like Carnage for that. And because he's fucking crazy, like I said. And like we were talking about earlier, heroes are so straightforward, but villains get all the play all the time, man. They can do whatever the hell they want and get away with it.
That's why they're so much better when like character development and stuff like that, because they're not limited by just being quote unquote good. They just do whatever they want to do.
Fair enough, and that's right. So those are my three. But my honorable mention I'm going to give on this is Namor, the Atlantean, out of the DC, out of Marvel Comics. I like Namor because of the fact that he's so prideful. He does what he needs to do to save his people. And at the same time, he'll pull a bitch at any moment because he's still fucking Sue, Invisible Woman behind Reed Richards' back.
Yeah, that's grimy. That's fucking grimy.
Anytime he wants to, he's like, "You want to come back home? Got this?" I'm like,
Is he giving you a hard time?
"Yo, I'll tell you, man. He's got
You want another hard time?
But I just like Namor because of the fact that he's the first mutant, quote unquote. He's got the power of flight. He can breathe underwater. His strength hasn't been measured to an aspect, or it fluctuates depending on who's writing him. But supposedly he can go toe to toe with the Hulk when he's fully angry and upset. Supposedly, like I said, supposedly. But like I said, it depends on who's writing him because like I said, his strength has never been tested. But I think he's one of the better people out of Marvel that I like because he's just so prideful. He helps his team out. He switches from hero to anti-hero and villain. And he's not scared to make that decision to say, all right, guys, let's kill all these people off. Or let's save my people, but don't kill my people while we kill other people off.
Some people kind of related him or like kind of put a character similarity with him and Black Panther?
I think he's the villain at one point to Black Panther.
Yeah, but so I mean that's been a recent thing. As far as him and Black Panther, because Namor wanted to go to war several times with Black Panther, if I'm not mistaken, because of the fact that let me not lie on that because someone's going to fact check me and I'm going to be wrong. But they're going back and forth plenty of times though, just to say, because of the fact that they were one time co-conspirators in the Illuminati with him, Xavier, Reed Richard, and there was another one. But the Illuminati consisted of those guys.
Doctor Strange too, right?
Yep, Doctor Strange. Yep.
Yeah, I just read that recently. Wait, did you give me a link to that or something?
I think I did actually. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, them being co-conspirators and everything in that essence. But Namor's one of my favorite though. As an anti-hero / villain / hero.
He's a villain to Reed Richards too, man. He was trying to get with his wife for the longest time. I didn't forget about that.
Just saying.
Fooling bitches. That's
what he was doing. We said that earlier. Yeah, he was smashing fucking Susan.
Oh shit!
Anytime you wanted to, he was just like, Susan, come get this fish dick.
And she can sneak out because she's an invisible woman. You know what I mean? So Reed Richards would even know.
So what you do is you set up like flour all over the place, like little bags of flour. So when she trips on the alarm, flour.
Now,
you know what? Put a bell on her.
I like that you mentioned Eisen. I really do, because he showed the council, whatever up there, an ability that, because he told them it was one thing, but it really wasn't that. I mean, his trickery.
He got everybody of the Goatee 13 to watch his his Shiki. He told him it was a water type when it really wasn't. It's complete hypnosis.
Well, what was it like? It reverses everything.
No. You're thinking of the other one. His is complete hypnosis, so he can make anybody think whatever he wants them to think.
That's what it was.
That's
right.
What it was. If they see a Shiki or Shikai, that's what happened. That's right. Yeah. And that's why Ichigo was able to counter that because he's never seen it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Aizen blew my mind. Like when he went up and Tosin was with him, and I remember thinking, "Oh no, I wanted to like the black guy," and and when the Rancor saga happened, and you see him sitting at the table with this Rancor, I said, "Oh my God, how far into it was this guy? He's got them obeying him and stuff." I mean, it's craziness. I'm really glad you mentioned Aizen because for a while he was up there with me because he was suave. He had a lot of style to him. And he was really powerful. I thought he fell apart for me though, because the end. I'm going to say at the end of the anime, I thought he went. I felt like I don't know what the writer was doing. I just thought that the end fight between Ichigo and Aizen was crap. But Aizen at the end of the manga, I really did like. Yeah.
Did it change that much? I can't remember because I was so far ahead in the manga.
They didn't change from the manga. The anime is actually a straight depiction of the manga.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Nothing changed from that.
No, he's talking about the very end of the actual manga.
Yeah, the manga is further out.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean okay? I'm sorry. I got you.
No, you're talking about you're not talking about the end of their fight.
I also meant that arc.
Yeah. The manga. There's another fight, so they're about to animate. I guess the season, that's the rumor. But I like the way Aizen left on that versus in the show. Because the show, I thought, this is it? Oh, God, that was just a crappy,
I appreciated it. I think that ending saved it because of what happened with Ichigo when he got the Mugen Tensho. Mm-hmm. When he was able to turn into the Mugen Tensho, that was dope. But the fight was kind of lackluster to me. I mean, the visuals were dope. It was dope, but like for the build up to be for what it was, and and then that little I forgot what that trope is called, but that conveniency when he was in between the gates and there's no time limit there, the time is frozen there. He was able to train with his father to be able to get the Mugen Tensho.
Yeah,
that was so convenient to me. It just seemed really lazy.
It was plot armor.
Yeah, plot armor. Thank you. Or it was in that moment, like the hyperbolic time chamber scene is one of those. Oh, so it's convenient we only have a day, which is a year to be able to train, and then we, only 3 days have passed so we could fight Cell. That shit was just like, come on, bro. That was
last minute writing.
Yeah, because how can the hyperbolic time? I mean, it's just all right.
Yeah, because the villain was so strong, they was like, yo, this villain is unbeatable, so we got to add something in there so these people can train, because otherwise there's no way they're going to be able to beat them realistically.
And that's another discussion I would like to have. Power levels in anime, or when power levels are explained, can it ruin? But that's for another. That's another one.
And that's interesting you said that too, because Ulquiorra, that was curious. Ulquiorra was number 4, I think, right? And so Aizen didn't know, or I guess nobody knew about his third form, because when he was up there, he ripped Ishida's arm off and stuff. He had another form. So where would y'all rank him? Who was really number 1? Was it Zero?
Even Nell was stronger too, though. Nell was pretty strong too when she turned into.
Was the spot of number 3?
I have no idea.
Grimjaw.
I'll say.
Oh yeah, yeah. Some of y'all didn't. Y'all don't know.
I'm lost.
Mr. Palmer, you have the floor for your villains.
Heroes.
We need to talk about the 2 rankings of the Spada too later on, but number 3 for me, honestly, when it comes to villains, and all of mine are pretty much going to be comic book except for this guy, it would be Kira from the Death Note. I think that you can argue he was an anti-hero, but
you see. Come on, Coach. You see him as a hero?
He is.
He was trying to kill bad guys.
Continue. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm hot right now. I'm sweating. My bad. Go ahead.
He was for the taxpayers. All them criminals sitting in jail, he took the names and he was killing them. So, Yeah.
I thought he was a hero too.
I would time out on that one though. I would time
Light
out on this one just a little bit. What if they were wrongfully accused?
When Light came in and messed it up, man. When Light came in and messed it up for me.
You said okay. Wait. My bad. I got myself confused. I got hyped. I apologize. You said Akira. You said Akira.
Oh, Kira.
Kira.
As in Light Yagami.
Light Yagami.
All right, go ahead. My bad. Yeah. No.
But you know what? When he became a villain to me, that's when he made my top 3, because when the detective was trying to figure him out and he was sacrificing himself and the knowledge of the book, he was just the most, and he got me into a lot of anime that was like this because of how much work he did just to hide who he was. I think it was brilliant. I was, captivated and always guessing for a majority of that manga. A majority of that anime until the very end. And I was almost sad to see him go because I didn't know if I was going to be able to see another show, replicate that. So I'm going to say Kira from the Death Note for sure. Number 2, I'm going to have to go with Superboy Prime. I think that he's awesome and worth a mention because if people don't know, DC Comics had every now and then the comics they decide to a retcon so they can start with the new readers. And so they used him as a catalyst for that. And it was basically there was a different Earth in a different dimension. And there was Yep. And so that Superman or that Superboy got distorted and it caused a lot of problems. So after the Crisis of Infinite Earths, he killed a lot of people. Some were significant, some weren't that significant, but he killed a lot of characters. And that was the first time for me where I seen a retcon like that and a character used as a catalyst. And when he comes back later on in the War of the Green Lanterns or the Yellow Lantern War, he has a suit hooked up, and he's just an immature child, and it's weird to see an immature child. It's almost like Shazam in a grown adult body, because when he comes back for the War of the Green Lanterns, he's a man. He's not Superboy Prime. He's Superman Prime, and he's still immature and doing work, killing people. I love it. I want them to do a lot more with it. Because they ran all them flashes through him, and it was just a good thing. I wish he had more exposure. Number 1, and I'm a big DC Comics guy. I'm going to have to say Nega Flash. I think the obsession of and a lot of you guys like clones of villains too. You guys named Venom and Carnage. I guess it's so good they had to do it twice over. But the Nega Flash, he wants to make sure that the Flash is the best hero he can be and all this stuff. And he does all these trifling things. This guy is running back in time, messing with the guys, past, killing moms. Dude, you can't. That's an insane concept for me. Regular villains that killing people, robbing people, all this kind of stuff. Dude, how do you fight somebody who's going back in time to make sure you're not born and stuff like that? It is insane. And he has and the way he runs and he got his speed is different. And there's even another Nega Flash because you got Thorn and Zoom and the future. It's just all these freaking Nega Flash. I just like it.
That's what I was going to ask you. You talking about Zoom or you talking about negative?
Yellow Flash, right?
Flash, but Reverse Flash or Zoom?
Reverse Flash, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the now I'm confused which one. The first initial one, not the one from the future.
Yellow Flash.
Zoom.
Is it Zoom? Because I thought it was Professor Zoom. Is it Professor Zoom or
Zoom is Ichabod Thorn?
Yeah, Ichabod Thorn.
Yeah, Ichabod Thorn. Reverse Flash is I'm lying to myself now.
See, it's been a while for me.
I got you though.
Yeah, I loved him. Edit that one out.
Nah, you good.
Let's cut to the part where we got his name right. But yeah. I just thought that it was insane. So it's I don't know. That concept to me is crazy because all the other villains, you know, they got the same powers and stuff. But this is more perverted. You know what I mean? I want to go back in time, kill your parents so you're not born. I'm going to, you know, kill your wife or go after your family.
Like, just very method and very concise. Is just too much for a villain. Like, not even too much for a villain, but just enough for a villain to, like, you want to hate this guy.
How you sleep like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? You go to sleep, somebody can run back in time and kill your grandparents. Like, that's so
Yo, that
weird.
is crazy.
All right, so you good, Palmer?
Yeah. Those are my top 3. I liked all the guys that y'all named. Oh, you know what? Honorable mention, when the Marvel Comics did that weird crossover and they had the Weird Avengers, when Hawkeye, which was one of my favorite heroes, when they made Bullseye, the Dark Avengers, Bullseye, the Hawkeye, I really, really love that concept of Bullseye as Hawkeye. It worked.
Okay, good honorable mention. All right, thank you, Mr. Palmer. All right, so I guess we have 5 minutes. All right, so we back in. All right, appreciate it, Mr. Palmer. Now that we got all you guys out the way, it's my turn real quick, right? All right. I'm gonna be a little different. Y'all really stayed on the comic books. Some did the video games. You know, appreciate it. Y'all had some great picks, some mentions, honorable mentions, and all that. But I'm gonna keep it real cool, I'm gonna go straight to a villain. And my favorite villain in both Marvel, DC, and all other comic books that I've read, it's going to be Joker. Joker has been the epitome of what a villain in my mind is, whether it be super or just regular villain.
Okay.
He is twisted. He is methodical.
Which Joker?
The Joker from the Joker I usually reference is the Killing Joker. The possible Jack Napier, like just main universe or the universe that we know Batman and Joker from.
Okay.
The original Joker, I guess, will be the correct term. I always enjoyed a sadistic villain, a villain that looks out for himself, but also such a showman about it. There's this charm about him that even though he is ripping faces off and shooting people point blank in the head, he has a certain showmanship about it all. Movies that we could reference is the Heath Ledger Joker and the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, if we want to use, you know, live action. But I'll always go back to the Killing Joker only because of how twisted he really is. The fact that what he did to Barbara, I mentioned this before on here, but what he did to Barbara Gordon to convert Jim Gordon, the commissioner of Gotham PD, to be someone like him, to make another villain, to give that person that one push. All they need is that one push to put them all over the edge and become the complete opposite of what they stood for. And I think the power and manipulation that this man holds is scary to the point that you can have a psychiatrist, Harleen Quinzel, turn into Harley Quinn. Even though she already, you know, they retconned her story a bit. She was already kind of twisted in the beginning, came from a pretty shitty home and went through college doing what she had to do to get past and get her doctorate and all what she needed. But the Joker plants this seed of doubt and like this toxic seed where even Batman can end up killing, you know, even though that was in another universe. But I've always enjoyed Joker. He's always been a very strong personality and villain, and he always will be solidified as my favorite villain in all time. All right, getting that out the way.
Choice there.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm joking. I do enjoy villains, even though I do cater towards the heroes, but I've always enjoyed villains as well. But my next guy, if y'all know me, is gonna be a comic book superhero, and that is my man Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Let me get that hate. I love it. Peter Parker. Peter Parker and Spider-Man are the size of a coin. Like they're obviously the same person, but the lives, the constant, like early Spider-Man. I'm talking about 16-year-old Spider-Man, Peter Parker, or I think he was 15. Anyways,
Ben Riley.
Ben, all right, shout out. No, honestly, I've always enjoyed Spider-Man simply because as a child, anybody could be underneath that mask. I've always enjoyed that secret identity portion of Spider-Man. Now they're doing the whole of revealing identities, and they're making it more believable. But I've always enjoyed the incognito superhero where anyone could be underneath that mask. There's not a lot of representation for people of our shades. So when I look at Spider-Man, I see somebody that anyone can be. And that they say that in the comic book a lot, and they give so much encouragement for these kids that anyone could be a superhero, anyone could be the next big thing. And I've always enjoyed the realism in Peter Parker's life before he became the major scientist and having a conglomerate industry, Peter Parker Industries. I've always enjoyed the struggle that he had between being Peter Parker and being Spider-Man. Everyone loves Spider-Man. Most people hated Spider-Man. Well, not everyone. Most people hated Spider-Man. Other people love Spider-Man. And there was a duality there, even within Spider-Man, that for the people to look at, it was jarring. And I think even with Peter Parker, just being a lowly photographer, it always resonated me enough to see the struggle in a man that's probably one of the best superheroes in New York City, or the best superhero in New York City, and still have that underrepresentation of being a bad guy when he's stopping crooks. And he has this code about him that I love, that he's very strict about: don't kill. And there's been so many times when this motherfucker could have destroyed Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, killed his fucking aunt, and he went to the prison where Kingpin made the hit off from, and beat him to the inch of his fucking life, and told him, I can stop myself. I'm not gonna resort. It's just the emotion in it. There's so much passion in Spider-Man, and I can relate with that. And I love Stan Lee for that. Rest in peace, Stan Lee. But yeah, Spider-Man, #1 hero, always and forever. So my last one, even though I should have made Spider-Man my first, but the last one I'm gonna speak on is from an anime, and he's not a hero. He's not even a villain. He's more of a bounty hunter. And I gotta talk about my boy Spike Spiegel.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, knew it was gonna happen. Should have known.
I really shouldn't be surprised, bro.
I was looking at your shirt. I was like, who does he? No, he doesn't.
Wait, who's Spike?
Exactly, Thomas. Exactly.
Who's Spike now? Who's that?
This is personal. This isn't really. I guess you could argue if he's a hero. I think honestly, as it's from Cowboy Bebop for the ones that don't know. Spike Spiegel is from Cowboy Bebop. It's about a bounty hunter, all that, this, that, and third. He's going through stopping people, and it's just a ragtag motley crew that are going around bounty hunting. And Spike Spiegel is pretty much the main protagonist in my eyes of the whole series. Spike Spiegel to me is what people at 15 years old wants to be when they get older. But all right, but let me finish. Let me finish. He's honestly a very nonchalant, devil-may-care attitude, smooth, pickpocket, just the personality of somebody that just aloof. I love that aloofness about him. That whole que será type of thing, whatever happens, happens. I've always enjoyed that almost nihilistic view on life that, I think all of us kind of struggle with every once in a while in some point of our lives. And he's just a dope dude. He knows Jeet Kune Do. He has a crazy past that he's escaped. Yeah. He's escaped death twice, more than once. And he's always stood on that pedestal of just a great character trope to me. And there's really not much you can say about Spike, but there's so much more you can say about him. And that will be a whole video essay I hope I will ever put out in my life that I can do for an hour long. But yeah, Spike Spiegel, Spider-Man, and Joker. Those are my top tiers.
I watched 2 episodes of Cowboy Bebop.
And you loved it, and you're only going back so you can watch it with me. I get it.
You know who was a really good honorable mention? I was thinking, but I didn't look up the name. Who was the last villain? Oh, I can't say it because
Well, I got an
Nigel.
honorable mention too, but go ahead, James.
Who was the last villain in Hunter x Hunter? Who was the last villain? Neo? What was his name?
Miriam. Miriam was that dude.
Miriam. Yeah.
Man.
But then we can't talk about it. We can't talk about it.
I know.
Hold on,
God
goddamn it.
We can't talk about it.
Yeah. But
no,
anyway.
but he's all right. But my honorable mention, even though it's kind of like a cheat code. You said what?
I said fucking Nigel, damn it.
Give me a minute.
Already, damn.
There's a lot going on in life.
Shit, man. But my honorable mention, real quick, even though it kind of a lot of people will look at me like I'm dumb, but Miles Morales Spider-Man will be my honorable mention, only because we finally get a representation of, like, I feel deeper with it because of the whole Hispanic background as well. I've always enjoyed that. You said what?
Panama.
Yeah, nah, he's Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican and black. But anyways, you can have that if you want.
Wait a minute.
No,
Ain't that what Panamanians are anyway?
All right, motherfucker.
All right, now, Justin. I like that, Justin.
They're very close.
A whole racial slur right there.
Now, all jokes aside, I like Miles Morales. They're doing a great job representing him in media, comic books, and I like the idea. A lot of people hated it at first. They're just saying, why not just make another character that doesn't need to be a Peter Parker Carbon, but they solidified Miles Morales as a character to look at and to root for, and I will always be on his side. I'm gonna stand like that. So that's my honorable mention.
He's
So
also
he got
Dominican,
haters?
by the way.
Huh?
You said what?
Half Dominican.
He's Puerto Rican and black.
No, half Dominican and black.
Oh, so he represents you even more. Wow.
That's even better. No, I've never seen that. I thought he was Puerto Rican.
No, 2011.
They
Half
switched it
Dominican and
up.
black.
I gotta look at that again, but that'll make me very happy. I can fuck with that heavy. But yeah, that's my whole spiel. I'm good. Anybody want to add into anything, man?
The list of bad guys goes on.
Y'all want to talk about Cowboy Bebop some more? I know
I ain't
y'all.
gonna do this all day. I don't want to bore y'all with the facts.
What facts?
Overhaul is the best villain out of My Hero Academia.
Oh yeah.
Overhaul. Oh yeah.
I bang with Overhaul.
I bang with Overhaul too.
With the ability to create and destroy at will like that.
Create cheese like that too, though.
Who?
Momo Yayorozo, the one that can create shit from her skin. That's always have her titties out.
She can't destroy.
She can't destroy.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh, you talk about the villain? Okay,
Yeah. He can like put it together and bring it away. Like, who else can do that? Like in the Marvel universe, I forgot.
The Beyonder.
What's Benjamin
About
Reed?
that earlier.
Doesn't Benjamin Reed do that shit too?
Who?
To them.
Charles Xavier's son, like that. Legion.
Legion.
He can do anything.
Legion can make a whole planet if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Which he did.
Whole reality.
Yeah, which he did. Yeah. That's a whole nother power set right there. That's just me.
Is he stronger than the two people in the Fantastic Four, their son? Is he stronger than
Benjamin Reed?
Shit.
It's Frank Richards. Not Frank Richards. Sorry. Yeah,
I think
Frank.
Legion's
was the problem.
Isn't Legion the strongest?
They made him. Apparently, he is the strongest, but they never win.
He's past Omega.
I can't think what the exact power levels they're at, but I think Reed Richards' son is stronger than Legion, technically.
Okay, that's what I read too. But okay, yeah, I remember Legion too though.
All right, probably wrap this.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're good. Great discussion once again. We keep coming with some content. We keep killing it. I like what we talked about. There were some things that I learned. Honestly, I did not know that whole thing about Venom. Thank you, King. But yeah, we're straight. Please, for the viewers, for the ones that keep coming back, click like and subscribe. Also that bell. Also that bell. It rings and lets you know, notifies you. We try to release episodes at least once a week. We're still work with our schedule. It's gonna be something consistent we want to work with. So look forward to more of these to come. We're straight. Have a good night. Be safe. Fuck this COVID. let's look forward to the next one, fellas. Y'all. Good night.
Right.